$500.
Well, that's quite a bundle, George. I wish I was a contestant. The secret word tonight is house.
Right.
If any of our couples say it, you know, the duck will come down and pay him $100. Back to the cornfield. George, take off.
Mrs. Shirley Carroll and Mr. Gregory Anticol are waiting to talk to you, Groucho. So, folks, you come in, please, and meet Groucho Marx.
Say the secret word, and you'll take home an extra $100. It's a common word, something you see every day. Shirley Carroll and Gregory Anticol, eh? Now, what kind of a name is Anticol, Gregory?
This is a Latvian name, Groucho.
This is what?
Latvian name.
How old are you, Greg?
I'm 40 years old.
Are you verheiratet?
Yes, I am. Selbstverständlich. I am.
You are. You know what verheiratet means,
Of course.
That means hooked in English. Where did you meet Mrs. Anticol, Greg?
I met my wife in a Central Park zoo in the front of a gorilla cage.
Well, were you outside or inside the cage? Well, I know the rest. It's an old joke. I remember it from boredom. You met your wife by the gorilla cage, and she's been making a monkey of you ever since. Well, Shirley, let's find out something about you. I found out nothing about this gentleman over here. Where is your hometown?
Well, I was born in Cleveland, Ohio, and I understand it was almost in a milk wagon.
Well, that's pretty handy, isn't it?
Yes, that was kind of handy. My father had gone for a cab, but my mother wasn't taking any chances, and we just made it.
Well, did she always travel my milk wagon? You're married, I imagine, huh?
Yes, I am.
Most women are, huh? Where did you meet your husband, in the milk wagon?
No, I met him at the circus in front of a sideshow.
Oh. This is Animal Week all over America. What was your husband doing at the sideshow? Was he a freak?
No, he was the sideshow barker.
Are you and your husband still with the circus?
We certainly are. We're with the Clyde Beatty Circus.
Is that so? Well, what do you do with the circus?
Well,
You feed raw meat to Clyde Beatty?
No, not quite. I do publicity for the circus, and I also book acts for the sideshow, and I understand I'm about the only person in the world, the only woman in the world who does either of these jobs.
Well, that should be a pretty easy job, shouldn't it? Just hire a few acts and you're through for the year. Is that what you do?
Well, it's not quite that simple. For instance, last year, our fat lady fell in love with the thin man, and she lost so much weight we had to let her go.
What are some of the other acts you've got on this sideshow?
Oh, we have the tattooed lady, fire eater, sword swallower, snake charmer.
You say you have a tattooed lady?
We certainly do.
Is she married?
Yes, she is.
Megan, do you know the tattooed lady? Do you have an orchestration on that? You know, that was a song I sang years ago in a picture called The Day at the Circus. It's Lydia is the name of the song. And with very slight provocation, I would stand up and sing you a little of it right now.
Well, I do hope that you will.
Would you like to hear it?
I'd love to hear it.
Okay. I thought I'd never get a chance to sing this song. It isn't often you get a lady who takes care of a tattooed lady. And would you just mind sitting down over there and give me a little introduction? I will sing you a little of the tattooed lady. Oh, Lydia, say, have you met Lydia? Lydia, the tattooed lady. She has eyes that men adore so, and a torso even more so. Lydia, oh Lydia, that encyclopedia. Oh Lydia, the queen of tattoo. On her back is the Battle of Waterloo. Beside it, the wreck of the Hesperus too. And proudly above waves the red, white, and blue. You can learn a lot from Lydia. La la la, la la. Oh Lydia, say, have you met Lydia? Lydia, the tattooed lady. When her muscles start relaxing, up the hill comes Andrew Jackson. Lydia, oh Lydia, that encyclopedia. Oh Lydia, the queen of them all. She once swept an admiral clear off her feet. The ships on her knees made his heart skip a beat. And now the old boy's in command of the fleet, for he went and married Lydia.
Wonderful.
Well, the time is, you tell that to the tattooed lady when you see it. Well, the time has come to roll up the tent now and play You Bet Your Life. You selected general information. Remember, the more the question is worth, the harder it is. Now, what do you want to start with?
$100.
$100? Well, in Alice in Wonderland, what was the strange creature she met who was sitting on a mushroom and smoking a hookah or Turkish pipe?
I'll just guess it's the Mad Hatter.
No, it was a large blue caterpillar.
Oh.
Well, you lost half your 100. You now have $50.
Now, what are you going to go for? Don't forget now, the
90.
little sums are easy questions. 90? Who was the first woman to swim the English Channel? She was an American girl.
Gertrude Ederle?
Gertrude Ederle is correct.
Well, you now have $140.
Now, what are you going to try?
80.
$80? What is the capital of Canada?
Ottawa.
Ottawa is right.
Well, you're really climbing now. You have $220.
Now, what do you want to try?
70.
Identify the names Donna and Blitzen.
Oh, they're Santa Claus's reindeer.
You are absolutely correct. There's Santa Claus's reindeer.
And you wind up with $290. Groucho, we invited some club women to the show tonight, and just before we went on the
Bring
air...
them in and I'll club them.
Just before we went on the air, our studio audience selected Mrs. Marion Stern.
Housewives?
I imagine they are, too, but they are club women
I'm
first.
crazy about housewives.
Are you really?
Love them. Their coat is so warm. And if you don't tease them, they'll do you no harm. Racine. That's a small poet in Wisconsin.
She has a partner. He has an interesting job. His name is Mr. DeForest Most. Folks, would you come in, please, and meet Groucho Marx, please?
Welcome to You Bet Your Life. Say the secret word and divide $100. It's a common word, something you see every day. Mrs. Marion Stein and Repentant Leisure. That's you, huh?
That's me.
Where do you hail from originally, Marion?
New York City.
New York City. Where is that?
Oh, just a little place off Long Island.
Oh. And you are DeForest Most, huh?
That's right.
I'm so close to DeForest, I can't see the most. So what kind of a name is that, DeForest? That's an assumed name, obviously.
Well, that name has a story. I was born in Los Angeles by famous Elysian Park.
You were born in the park?
Right
Was it near a
across the
milk
street.
wagon?
Well, my folks were health foodists in those days.
Oh, and they lived in the tree?
Physical culturists. Well, they did part of the time.
Uh-huh.
And I played, we never wore shoes. They didn't believe in shoes. In fact, I didn't wear shoes until I went to junior high school.
What kind of a job do you have? I assume you work now that you've got shoes.
Well, I work for the City of Santa Monica Recreation Department. I'm a recreation leader at Muscle Beach.
Oh. Do you direct all the activities that go on at Muscle Beach?
Well, I direct all the organized activities.
You say you direct all the organized activities.
We have one of the biggest weightlifting clubs in the world at Muscle Beach. We have over 250 members now, and we expect to have over 500 by this summer.
And all they do is lift weights?
They lift weights and talk to the
What is the
girls.
purpose of huh? Can I talk to the girls while they're lifting weights?
Sometimes.
You mean they have all kinds of dumbbells down there? The ones they lift and the ones they're talking to, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Now, what is it like at Muscle Beach? It must be pretty noisy with all those grunts and groans, isn't it?
Well, it's a pretty exciting place. We have everyone from nature boys to college professors, doctors. It's a world-famous playground.
Oh, I must go down there sometime, huh? I'll bring my own dumbbells, huh? Now, what is your name again? Mrs. Marion Stein, huh?
That's right.
Oh. What is your main interest in life?
Well, my main interest is NAFBRAT.
Well, who is that? Is that your kid?
No, that's my favorite organization, the National Association for Better Radio and Television. Don't go away, Groucho. We think you're swell. We think you're swell. We've given you a couple of awards in our organization.
I never received them.
You've been on our program of our little look-listen guide of the best programs. You've been on it since the beginning.
Is that so? What is the purpose of your organization? To get me fired?
No, we think that the airwaves belong to the people, And the people should take an intelligent interest in what's happening in programs, and they should tell the station managers what they like and what they don't like, be a little vocal about it.
Well, you can't be making much progress. I'm just finishing my 8th year on the air.
Well, you see, Groucho, we feel that American radio is like American democracy. It belongs to the people,
disappearing.
And if they're intelligent in their public opinion, they'll get what they want. Just as if the voters are intelligent, they'll get what they want. If they don't, they get what they deserve.
The time is up for talking. Now let's play You Bet Your Life.
In the race for the $4,500, the first couple won $290, and the secret word is house.
You selected science and medicine. Now, what do you want to start with?
Should we be sports and start for 100?
Yeah, we'll start for 100.
Okay.
Shoot to work.
All right. All races of man belong to the same genus and species. What is the familiar Latin term for mankind in general?
Humanity? Hominus, humanity. Homo sapiens.
That's it. You said it right on the bell. Homo sapiens is right.
Well, you're off to a great start. You have $200.
Now, what are you going to go for?
We make it 90?
90.
90. What part of the body is the mandible? M-A-N-D-I-B-L-E.
The jaw, isn't it? The jaw.
Right.
You now have $290.
Now, you have any notions what you want now?
80.
$80? Solidified carbon dioxide is a well-known refrigerant. What is the common name for solidified carbon dioxide?
Ammonia?
No, it's dry ice.
Oh, gee.
Well, you lost half your $290. You now have $145.
You know, the fellow went to the show, and it was a real sad show, and he came home and he said there wasn't a dry ice in the house. That's what the fellow said. They shot him the following morning. Happened to be me. Now, what are you going to go for?
I guess 70 was left.
70. If the Earth is a planet, what is the sun?
A star.
A star is born.
And you wind up with $215.
This is the...
Martha, we have a housewife waiting to talk to you. She's Patricia M. Brady. And her partner is a special guest, Admiral Harold M. Martin of the United States Navy. So, folks, you come in, please, and meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome. Say the secret word and you'll divide $100. It's a common word, something you see every day. Admiral Martin, we're honored to have you here.
Thank you, sir.
And Pat Brady, we're glad to see you, too. Huh?
Thank you.
In fact, I'm gladder to see you than I am to see the Admiral. Well, Admiral, you certainly got a lot of that yellow stuff on your arm there and on the stuff here. Sure, let's see that there. Look at that. Huh? You must have to hang your uniform in Fort Knox when you go to bed. Are you a full admiral, a rear admiral, or an admirable admiral? Or a reprehensible admiral?
Well, I'm a vice.
A vice admiral, huh? Well, despite that, you're a distinguished-looking man. How long have you been in the Navy, Admiral?
Some 37 years.
37 years. That's a pretty sneaky way of keeping out of the Army. Isn't it? Are you married, Admiral?
Definitely.
How long have you been married?
34 years.
Well, you've been married 34 years, and you've been in the Navy 37 years. Here's a man who really knows war. Now, which seems longer, Admiral, and don't try to jump ship, or I may have to pipe you overboard.
They both passed mighty fast.
Did they? Well, I'm happy to hear that.
Very nicely, too.
You know, you could be an ambassador. You've got a real knack for diplomacy.
Thanks, sir.
Or self-preservation. I don't know which. Pat, you're a lovely-looking gal. Where are you from?
I'm from Dallas, Texas.
Dallas, Texas.
Yes, sir.
Well, they have beautiful girls in Texas, and you're good evidence to that effect. Do you have a job in Dallas?
Well, I did after I graduated. I worked for Neiman's for about 6 months.
Where'd you graduate, from Fort Worth?
No, from Southern Methodist University.
Oh. And then you worked at Neiman Marcus's?
For about 6 months. until
Pretty
I got
ritzy
married.
store, isn't it? I understand that store is so ritzy. They sell mink coats in the bargain basement. What were you selling there?
Well, I was just in the accessory department.
Oh, just cattle ranches and oil wells? Little knickknacks? Huh? What sort of work does your husband do, Pat?
Well, he's in the insurance business with Fireman's Fund right now.
Oh, By the way, Admiral, we're pretty informal on this show, and I can't keep calling you Admiral. Do you mind if I call you Captain?
Makes me that much younger.
What does your wife call you?
Well, Harold is my first name, but she's forgotten it a long time ago. She calls me with the same nickname that we got at the Naval Academy and lived with all our lives.
What's that?
Beauty.
Now, why does she call you Beauty?
Well, because everybody else does, but I got the name for being the homeliest man in my class.
Well, takes a lot of courage to admit an ugly rumor like that. What part of the Navy are you connected with, Admiral?
Aviation.
Aviation. You have more ribbons on your chest than I have chest. Could you tell us what some of those are for?
Well, the top ones are personal decorations, and the bottoms for campaigns that...
Good behavior?
Mm-hmm. Stay around a long time, you get a lot of them.
Oh, well, I think you're just being modest. You don't get to be an admiral just by hanging around.
Pretty much.
If I know how to go about it, I'd like to personally recommend you to your boss. Now, just who is the head man of the Navy Air Force out here?
I am.
Well, in that case, give yourself a raise the first thing in the morning.
Congress just done that.
Oh, and a double round of grog for every man on board.
You too?
Do you ever fly yourself, Beauty?
Yeah.
Admiral?
That's where I earn my pay.
Really? You've been flying about... How long have you been flying?
34 years.
Really? That's about 5 years before they even had airplanes, isn't it? Now, Pat, aren't you sorry you're a beautiful girl? If you were a boy, you could join the Navy and see the world. Haven't you ever wanted to travel? Like Marco Polo?
Well, I
Orson
have.
Welles?
I still do, but I have done a little
Artie
bit.
Shore? What?
I have done a little bit.
You have done some traveling?
Yes.
Where have you been?
Well, around the States and up in Canada and South America and over Europe.
You're not with NAFBRAT, are you? What was the occasion for this gadding about?
Well,
You're just inquisitive?
well, that and also in 1952 I was made of cotton.
You were. You were made of cotton in 52. Well, you've certainly improved on that. Well, I'm glad to hear that, though, because I have a personal interest in cotton. I used to be a boll weevil. Now, would you mind explaining this, Pat? How were you made of cotton? I don't understand.
Well, that is an honor given to a girl each year, whereas she is the fashion ambassador for the National Cotton Council. She's chosen in Memphis, Tennessee, and the title is Made of Cotton.
Well, you were a good choice. You're the sort of a girl any man could cotton to, Pat.
Oh.
As a matter of fact, cotton is very important, Pat. How else could they sell pure silk shirts for $3.50? Well, I'd like to go on talking to you two, but it's time to play You Bet Your Life.
In the race for the $4,500, the first couple is still leading with $290.
You know, if he loses, we may get a 21-gun broadside right through the sponsor. Okay, you selected United States geography, and remember, the more the question is worth, the harder it is. Now, what are you going to start with?
Well, whatever you say.
100.
100, she says.
You're going to start with 100, all right. And what state is the exact geographical center of the United States?
I think that's how. You just ask. You answer.
Iowa.
No, I'm sorry. It's Kansas.
Well, you've lost half your $100. You now have $50.
Now you're going to go for what?
All right.
In what state is Glacier National Park?
Glacier National Park. Must be up north. One of the western ones.
Okay.
Which one? Washington.
You say.
Washington.
Dang.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's Montana.
Well, you now have $25.
Okay, now you're going to go for 80?
Whatever you say.
The little ones, you know, are much easier.
Oh, we might as well go for 80.
All right.
All right, and what state is Valley Forge?
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania's right.
Well, you now have $105.
Now, what are you going to go for?
70.
All right.
70. The capital of North Carolina has the same name as a famous English soldier and explorer. What is the name of this city?
North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Raleigh.
Raleigh, that is absolutely correct.
and you wind up with $175.
Thank you.